Welcome to Space Coast Entrepreneurs TV. I'm your host, Tom Fulmer. In the studios with us today is Christine Michaels, the CEO and President of the Melbourne-Palm Bay Area Chamber of Commerce. Appreciate her coming in today, so welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. It's exciting for you.
It's definitely exciting. This is our second official show, so I appreciate your being a part of that. And I know you just came in this morning. You had a great start to the morning with governmental affairs.
Yes.
One of the things near and dear to every business owner's heart.
Or should be, yes. Actually, the Chamber is able to provide our business members with an extra voice. Because collectively, when we take positions on issues, I think that our legislators really listen and they value the business opinion. So we can do that research, we can bring the issues to our Government Affairs Committee and our board, and then we can take a position and stand up for things that are important to business.
Well, what are you seeing? I know there are several things that you were discussing this morning. What are you seeing as far as some of the most important issues out there on that side of things?
Well, we are tracking a number of things at the federal level. Obviously, healthcare reform is very important to everyone right now and how that turns out. We had taken positions about the Employee Free Choice Act, and we're also looking at state issues. So we're talking about what has been called hometown democracy. It's Amendment 4, whether all citizens should have to weigh in on any kind of a zoning change that might come up.
And that's working so well in the areas that have already tried it.
Exactly. And
not really for those of you who haven't seen it. Check the website out. We'll have a few links to that on there.
And so the Chamber is opposed to that amendment, and it's starting at grassroots level. We're also looking at local issues. The City of West Melbourne is trying to implement a program to clean up some brownfields, and that's always got a bad connotation to it, but it's a good thing because it's putting a vacant or dormant property back on the tax rolls and maybe offering some incentives to develop that property. So we were taking a preliminary look at that today and talking about the municipal budget process and whether we want to get involved in that in 2010. We kind of came into it a little too late for this year, but there's things across the board, federal, local, state, regional issues, and we just throw them all on the table, have a great debate, and then recommend what our board should do. And we did take a position this morning supporting the space industry as part of Commissioner Fisher's campaign to send letters to President Obama saying, you made some campaign promises, now we want you to live up to them.
To them, right?
Yes, and just support our local space industry. So we're going to start promoting a letter writing campaign through the Chamber membership as well.
Excellent. Well, that's something that's really going to affect this area greatly. And you mentioned the budget process. I know I was reading some of the things. I get a lot of updates from a lot of people in there, how the county's tapping into reserves, and how that's going to be a very big issue if it's not something that's addressed currently. So
that's right.
Very good.
And the municipalities in some ways have their hands tied by what happens at the state level, and the state is, has to follow what happens at the federal level. So it's important that we try to look at all of those to see what's affecting those budget decisions.
Well, it's interesting, too, when you start looking at that side of things, is that a lot of monies that come in for different things are restricted. So you may have cash sitting right there that would make sense to actually use for something, but no, governmental accounting is a little different.
It is.
And that's also when you see the multi-million-dollar school systems and you have roads that have potholes so you can't even get to the schools. It's an interesting mix in there, and that's anyone out there listening to this, I really encourage you to get involved as a business owner.
Absolutely.
You have to do that because if you understand what's going on, then you can actually affect change in the process.
Oh, yeah.
So, well, I know governmental affairs is so interesting to everyone, but I would ask you this. Now, how long has it been? You came not long ago, so how long have you been here at the Chamber now?
I started in March, so it's just beginning 7 months.
And so what do you think? Tell us what you think about the area. I'm coming from the Virginia area up there for a while, and so how do you think about it?
It's strikingly different from Metro DC, and in the best way I could ever imagine. I have really, I appreciated immediately the beauty of the area, but now to see the level of involvement of the people and what's going on in the community and the the positive things that are happening. And I told people who asked me, oh, you know, how you like Florida? And I'm like, the climate's great, and I love that. But the best thing is the attitude.
Mm-hmm.
The people are much more proactive here, I find. They want to take charge of their own future.
Right.
And that fits my thinking, and it fits the Chamber's way of thinking is, yes, we've been dealt some bad economic cards maybe, but
Mm-hmm.
let's play the hand, and let's, you know, do what we can with it.
Right.
So that's really struck me, I guess, is the positive energy here.
Yeah, well, I really appreciate the attitude that you brought, which is more of a solutions-based. I know for many organizations, as you well know, I do a lot of traveling around the country and speak to a lot of organizations, and including chambers, and I see a very common mindset. And it's always looking back and within themselves. They're not really looking to find solutions. It's complaining about what did happen instead of saying, well, this is where we are, this is where we're going. You know, what do we need to do to move on? Yes, this didn't work, so what do we need to do to fix it? Yes, this did work, how do we bring it back again? And I say I really appreciate, as a member of the board as well, at least for a short more time, and a member of the chamber for a while, I appreciate that attitude coming in, and I see it starting to expand out through the organization. So I just want to tell you how much I appreciate that.
Thank you. That's what we want to do.
Excellent. Well, tell us about some of the new programs we've done. I know we just did the Valor Awards, and that was a tremendous program. I thought that was a great idea.
Thank you. I actually brought that with me from Virginia. Right. But we were so pleased that we were able to recognize over 20 of our public safety, I should say, personnel. When we started hearing about what they do every day,
mm-hmm.
you know, diving into the river and pulling people out of submerged vehicles and bringing people literally back to life,
right.
and the rescue efforts and the personal danger that they place themselves in. I mean, these guys, to me, they are heroes, and we would have loved if we could have recognized every single policeman, fireman,
right.
and rescue personnel. But this was just one way that we could say, here are some of the amazing things that have happened that maybe
mm-hmm.
you didn't read about, and let's thank these guys and girls. So thank you. I think it was a very emotional, uplifting program that we did.
And I'm looking forward. I think we're going to make this an ongoing thing. I think it'll be great. So we do have to take a quick break, so we'll be back in just a minute. Here with the Space Coast Entrepreneurs TV with Christine Michaels, CEO and President of the Melbourne Palm Bay Area Chamber of Commerce. So we'll be back in just a minute.
Wondering how you can support the economy in Brevard County?
There is one thing that we all can do.
Buy local.
Buy local.
Support your local store,
Restaurant or bank. Anywhere you spend money.
In Melbourne, Palm Bay, Vieira, or the beaches.
Businesses like ours support jobs.
And pay taxes.
Keep yourself and your neighbors working.
Buy local.
Buy local.
To learn more, visit melpb-chamber.org.
Welcome back to Space Coast Entrepreneurs TV. I'm your host, Tom Fulmer, and in the studios with us is Christine Michaels, President and CEO of the Melbourne Palm Bay Area Chamber of Commerce. We've been talking about some of the things with governmental affairs and things going on in politics that affect businesses, and a few new events that have been going on. And I think we have some more things coming up. What's the next thing on the agenda? I know there's a gala coming up, and
there is.
We actually have a board of directors retreat this weekend. So
we do.
If you know any of the board members, give them a call, and anything you want on the agenda, call them up and see if they can't sneak it in there.
That's a dangerous offer.
Isn't it?
But yes, we have a gala coming up October 9th, and that will honor our what we call the Best Business Awards,
mm-hmm.
and that's based on the size of the company. So we've got 4 different businesses that are being honored. It's a surprise, so we're not going to give
Oh, you
it
mean
away.
I can't tell on TV here?
Can't
live?
tell.
Oh.
No.
But we will report on them after the event.
Yeah, and they've all done some fantastic things in the past year for the community. So we're really pleased about that, and it's going to be a fun evening. It's an Academy Awards theme, so
mm-hmm.
we've got all the old movies. We've got show tunes being played with John Ryan. So
should we all arrive in like the limos and black tie?
Hot Race is going to have a limo parked outside, and we want to thank Ray Robinson for stepping up and sponsoring this event. It's really
mm-hmm.
one of the premier things that we do. No pun intended.
Yeah, and we'll give Ray Robinson a little free PR. They sponsored quite a few things. In fact, as you probably know, I'm a graduate of the Political Leadership Institute, something I went through a while back, and they were a partner with bringing the briefing here to get some more people that were business-minded candidates moving forward toward
Right.
that, and they've sponsored that, and they've done a lot of other things in the community as well.
Absolutely.
So. Gray Robinson, good company there to work with. So we'll give them a little free PR.
Thank you.